Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be having a look at a couple of products by Turn Racing. Now Turn Racing are an American company that have been on the sim racing scene for a number of years. But what we're going to look at today is a little bit different. So today we're going to be looking at their R320 U-shaped rim and their BP2 Button Plate. But before we get into the video, the necessary disclaimer: Turn Racing sent me these items for free, so I didn't pay for them, although they don't get to see this video before it's published, and they've got no input at all in relation to what I say. And as usual, I will say that this isn't a product review. That's not what I do. I'm looking at these items as a sim racer, exactly the same as you. And I always look at things as if I'm going to buy it with my own money. And therefore, at the end, would I recommend it to you? So first up, let's have a look at the R320 Wheel Rim. Now this is a bit different. So it's a U-shaped wheel rim. Hopefully the camera will focus so you can get a good look. There might be some grubby fingerprints on it. So it is a U-shaped rim. I'll show you the back. Very, very plain. Not much to it. Quite nice and soft. I don't know if you can see the squishiness of it there. Probably not. But it is quite squishy, rigid, really, really comfortable. 320 millimeters in diameter. Super lightweight, like really, really light. And also, we're going to look at the BP2 Sim Racing Button Plate. So this is essentially a button box that sits between your wheel rim and your quick release. I'll give you some specs about this in a moment or two. But again, this is super, super lightweight. And essentially, that sits on there. Probably not going to line this up very well, but you'll get the general idea. There we go. Ish. There we go. There's no bolts in it, but there you go. That's kind of where it sits. So the wheel rim, as I mentioned, 320 millimeters in diameter. Now, I'm not usually one for a U-shaped wheel rim. I'm used to having something over the top of my thumbs to stop my hands slipping off. But these have got a nice little indentation there for your thumb to sit. So it doesn't feel at all like your hand's going to slip off the top. 70 millimeter bolt pattern on the back. So pretty much any quick release on the market will fit this wheel. And price for this wheel is $147 plus taxes and shipping. So it's not super expensive, but it's not super cheap either. But for comparison, I bought a Momo steering wheel from Demon Tweaks, just a wheel rim on its own to use for sim racing, and that cost 250 quid. So in comparison, this is pretty cheap. So I'll give you a look at the button plate. It's got 6 tactile buttons. So we've got 2 here, 2 on this side, and then 2 on the bottom in between the rotaries. Then we've got the paddle switches. These are 5mm carbon fibre on the back. And these nice, real nice adjusters on here. So I'll just try and show you that quickly. So you just literally undo it, and then you've got a little bit of adjustability on there. Really nice, dead easy. It's obviously got an indentation there if you wanted to use a screwdriver, but finger tight is fine for me. Then we've got 2 7-way funky switches. So we've got one here and we've got one on there as well. So they're obviously up, down, left, right, and then a rotary. And then we've got 2 rotaries. So we've got one there and then we've got one on this side as well. And they've got a real nice tactile feel to them. I'll try and give you a listen to the buttons. I've got a noise gate on the microphone, so you won't pick up the encoders, but I'll try and give you a listen to the paddles. The housing for the paddles on the back is aluminium, but the rest of it is injection molded nylon. So it is like really, really light. I mean, really light. I think Turn Racing says it's like 390 grams or something like that for this button plate. So like super, super light. And the price for this button plate is $317 plus taxes and shipping. And a lot of people might think you would buy this separately and you wouldn't buy that. But actually, when put together, they complement each other really well. And like I mentioned earlier on, super light. So when I put this button plate this wheel rim and the quick release, the Asetek quick release on the scales, I think it was 1,400 grams, so 1.4 kilos. Now, my wheel rim of choice is this Grid Engineering wheel rim. So with the quick release and the wheel rim, 2.1 kilos, 700 grams difference. And obviously, the lighter your wheel rim, the better your force feedback is, or you don't need to have it as high. And the force feedback when using lighter wheel rims is definitely more detailed. But thankfully, I'm using the Asetek Invicta, which is 27 Newton meters, so I can crank it up. But if you're on a wheelbase that doesn't have that much power, the lighter wheel rim you can get, the better. But the beauty of having a button plate means that I can use wheel rims now with paddle shifters, with buttons that I couldn't previously. I've got the NASCAR oval rim from Fanatec. That doesn't have any buttons on it, but I was able to mount it to this and use it without any issues. It is dished, so the buttons are a bit of a stretch and the bottom rotary encoder is a little bit hard to get to, as are the paddles. They are a bit too far away. But for the oval side, NASCAR, well, you're not shifting gear very often at all, so it was fine. With my Momo 78 wheel rim, which I absolutely love, this was brilliant. Paired with the button plate, I was able to use it like any other sim racing wheel. It was absolutely fantastic. All of the buttons, rotaries, paddles were within easy reach. And, you know, it didn't feel like it was a button plate and a real life steering wheel. It felt like a proper sim racing steering wheel. It was absolutely excellent. I really enjoyed the experience using that Momo wheel rim with this button plate. Now, you can also buy accessories. So we've got this thing here. This is a cap that sits on the front and covers up the holes, the mounting holes, if you didn't want to see those on the front. And you can also buy some stickers that sit on the front of that just to decorate it as you wish. You also get stickers for the button plate itself. Plenty of stickers on there to choose from. You get the USB cable, which is really nice actually, but it's got that connector on there. I've never seen a steering wheel with that connector on there before, but it's actually all right. It's all right. Really nice and secure. Really nice and secure. Goes in and out. Super nice. That's what she said. And also you can buy a load of stickers if you want for your R320 wheel rim. I'll give you a look at a couple of these examples. You can stick some of these on the front if you wish. I actually like it as it is, to be honest. So you've got loads of options. You can make it look how you want. So what do I think of it then? I do like this wheel rim. I don't know if I would use it that often because of the selection of wheel rims that I already have. But I will say though that paired with the button plate, it's a really good combination. They complement each other really well and it keeps weight down. The front plate, well, that's just personal preference. That's another $7, I think it is. So it's not expensive. It's just magnetic. You know, it holds on the front of the wheel rim. That's personal choice. But again, I like to see the front of the wheel rim. So as for the button plate, as I mentioned, it's really light, but that comes at a bit of a cost. There is a little bit of play on the top buttons. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Not much. It's only when you're pressing the top ones really. Nothing on the bottom, but just the top ones when you're pressing it when the wheel's mounted. There is a little bit of flex on the top. But it is light. It's made of nylon. So it's not going to be super strong like these that are made of aluminium, carbon fibre. It's all about compromise. It didn't feel like it was going to give way at any point. Nothing like that. There was just a little bit of movement. And only when I was really looking for it. When I was driving, I didn't notice it at all. So we'll go over my 4 things that I usually look for. The first one is looks. If it doesn't look right, well, I'm not going to buy it. I actually think it looks all right for what it is. It's a button plate. Most of it's going to be hidden behind your steering wheel. So you're not going to see most of it. But, you know, it just looks like any other steering wheel, sim racing steering wheel. By the time you put your stickers on it, it's going to look fine. So looks-wise, I think both of them look fine. I like the look of this R320. I've never really used them that much before, but I do like the look of it. Really well made. Secondly, I look at build quality. Build quality is absolutely fine, apart from the flex, which I mentioned earlier on. And you can't get away from that fact, to be honest. Unless if you strengthen this inside, then you start adding weight, which is kind of counterproductive, really. The lighter, the better. So build quality is absolutely fine. All the rotaries are really nice. The buttons have got a real nice feel to them. The paddle shifters are really nice. Not too clicky either, which I like. So build quality, actually, really, really good. Onto performance, I couldn't fault any of them at all. The last race that you've seen on my YouTube channel, I was actually using this and actually said, I'll show you it because people are going to ask. And I was going as quick as I've ever gone around the Nordschleife in the Toyota GR86 on iRacing. So it certainly didn't compromise my pace. And it's light, which means I had to turn my force feedback down a little bit. So if you're on a wheelbase which isn't as strong, well, this might just be for you. Now onto price. $317 for this, plus taxes and shipping. It's a button box at the end of the day, which you mount to your steering wheel. So it is very, very functional. If you've got a selection of wheel rims that you want to chop and change, then this would be perfect. So I think this is great value. The wheel rim, it's not expensive for what it is. It really isn't expensive. It all depends whether you like that style wheel rim or not. The U-shaped wheel rim. I prefer the ones where, you know, well, like this one actually, where your thumbs actually fit in inside the wheel rim there. It just feels a little bit more secure to me. Although I never once felt that my hand was going to slip off the top because of those indentations for my thumb. So it never gave me any concern. I just prefer the look of this wheel rim. And also an added benefit, which I wanted to mention, because you don't have anything on top there, you've got nothing at all obscuring your screen. So you can have your wheelbase right up against your monitor and all of the display, all the dash, it's all visible. So that's where this comes into its own. So overall, would I recommend these two products to you? Well, Turn Racing have been on the sim racing scene for a while. They're a trusted company, and these products are just the same as any other product that they put out. They're always top quality. If you're looking for a wheel rim and a button plate, these two go together really well. If you want to use your own rim, like I do with my Momo 78, well, this fits it perfectly. And now I can drive my favourite cars with paddle shifters, with buttons on one of my favourite steering wheels. Value for money, well, that's subjective, depends how much use you're going to get out of it. But essentially, you're getting a steering wheel, one that you can then just change rims at your leisure. But I want to say a massive thank you to Zach at Turn Racing for sending me these out to test and have a look at. I'll certainly be using this button plate with my Momo rim moving forward, without question. If you want to know more about these products, I'll leave links down below in the video description. They're not affiliate links. I don't get any kickbacks. There's no commissions. There's no affiliate sales. Nothing like that. I'm just giving you my opinions on these products. So there's nothing in it for me. If you like them, buy them. If you don't like them, don't buy them. But there's links down below in the description. But hopefully this has been of some use. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you later. Cheers.